Hey guys, welcome back to Entwined. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Today, I'm sick. Today I'm doing a Q&A. I did a question thing on the Instagram story and I got some questions from that along with some previous questions that I've been asked in my DMs regarding this vlog and health and fitness and stuff like that. So I decided to write them down. I did not write how I'm going to respond to them. I'm just going to respond however I see fit whenever I read it. So we'll see how this goes. I wanted to say thank you to all the people that asked me questions like, oh, why are you so pretty, or stuff like that. Thank you. I'm obviously not going to address those questions. And for the people that asked inappropriate questions, I won't be addressing those either. Let me see if this is recording. Okay, so I'm not going to go in any specific order. I will start from the top. It says, what are your honest views on education? Okay. For me, and the career that I would like to pursue, I think education is very important. I want to be a counselor. I'm thinking I want to go into sports counseling. I'm finally kind of narrowing it down. For that, I do believe in higher education, school. But nowadays with social media, marketing, stuff like that, I don't necessarily think you need a degree to pursue a lot of career paths these days. Oh, but I think it's a major ripoff. I don't think it should cost, $20,000 a year plus to go to a public university. I don't believe in that. I think education should be free. Oh, I feel like the cost of higher education especially, it's directed towards people with money. And so it's just cyclical racism and cyclical make the rich richer and the poor poorer ideology, charging that much for higher education. My favorite accomplishment this far in my life? I honestly don't know what my favorite accomplishment is. It's probably graduating college because it's just one step closer to being an adult and finding financial independence and working towards a family someday. But I don't know. Favorite food? I really like popcorn. That's like one of my favorite snacks. Like any flavored popcorn, I love it. I also like Cheez-Its, but only the big ones. You can't get the regular ones because the salt Cheez-It ratio, it's all messed up. But if we're talking about like real food, like a meal, it would probably be like pizza and I don't know, some kind of junk food. It would be something real unhealthy. That's all. Are you single? A couple people asked that one actually. Let's leave it a mystery. That's more fun. What's the best practice you can do to maintain mental health? Get yourself a good therapist. I have many friends, family members that see therapists and just report great benefit from it. I'm currently trying to find myself a therapist for my own mental health. But if that's not something you can afford or not something you can make time for, the second best thing you could do to practice mental health would be to surround yourself with positive social relationships, because you really are a product of what you surround yourself with and what you immerse yourself in. So surround yourself with positive social relationships, work out, get sleep, and try to learn to control anger, anxiety, negative self-talk and stuff like that. Learn to train your mind to view strengths and positives in your life to replace the negative thoughts that could come into your mind. That's a really helpful tool to use. This light is blinding me, honestly. Oh, what hair cream do I use for my curls? That's a good question. I'm still trying to figure it out. I use like a little squirt of everything I own in my hair, like every time, and I'm always buying different stuff, trying to find something like I love the smell of, I love the way it makes my hair look. Haven't found it, but when I do my big like volume curls, I think another question on here asked like my routine. Basically, I get out of the shower, I use a cotton t-shirt to dry my hair like this. I just like squeeze it. A hairdresser once told me with the same texture hair as me that it's really bad on your hair to use a towel. So use a cotton shirt, just like, I don't know, like that until it's pretty dry. I put like curl cream, anti-frizz stuff, like protection spray in it all over. Then I comb it with like a wide tooth comb. And then if I want them like really volumey, I put the diffuser on my blow dryer. If you don't know what that is, it's like a little attachment on the blow dryer with like these little spiky things. I just flip my hair over and I blow dry it like that. If I don't want it as volumey, I don't use the diffuser and I just like scrunch it and let it dry. I'm still actually trying to figure it out, so if anyone has any tips, let me know. That'd be cool. Let's see. Oh, this is such a hard question. Who asked this? If you could do anything and know you weren't going to fail, what would you do? Oh, I would run for president to save us from Trump. Though I don't know a lot about politics, nor do I have what it takes to be president, but anything's better than what's going on now, so probably that. What are my favorite exercises? I like to run. I like to do like hip thrusters with weights, like elevated, like put your shoulders on something elevated and then do like a hip thrust with a weight. I like those. I like any type of lunge variation or step up variation, RDLs, any leg day exercise I like. Any upper body exercise, count me out. The next question. Chase, I hate you. Says, can you twerk while you cook? The answer is no. Well, the answer is yes, but I'm not going to. Oh, you're funny. Let's see. This one's a more serious one. When is it time to stop fighting for a relationship and just move on? Now that's the golden question. I think no one knows the answer to that. I have no answer. Let's see. How is Joe? Joe is doing great. He's in Germany with his wife, Francie. Hi, Francie. Hi, Joe. They're finishing up school, doing great, cooking stuff, learning stuff, you know, doing fine. I got a lot of questions about this, actually. What do I do with kale, and how do I make it taste not so shitty? So a tip I learned from my friend Ella is that you have to chop it and kind of wilt it because it's so tough and kind of bitter. Once you wilt it, like get it in your hands and go like this with it. And once you wilt it, it's a lot easier to chew and to put into other foods. As far as cooking it, I like tossing it in omelets. I put it in my chili sometimes. I make kale salads. I put it in a lot of things, actually. But the main thing is if you don't want it to be tough, I'd say either saute it or do the wilty thing. Let's see. Was it hard for you to start a healthy lifestyle? Yes. It still is hard. Every day, actually. I mean, I'm here eating Cheez-Its, but yeah, it really is. I mean, it takes a lot of dedication and motivation. And I think the hardest part is when you don't have really a support group that has the same goals as you as far as fitness is involved, or you don't have a workout partner or someone that wants to eat healthy with you, it makes it really difficult to motivate yourself and find reason to do it yourself. So my suggestion would be to find someone gonna hold you accountable and someone that's gonna want to do it with you, because it makes it a lot more difficult when you're trying to push yourself. To answer the question, yes, it was hard. It was difficult. Oh, this is kind of related. How did you find motivation, and how do you find motivation on a daily basis? That's a good question. I just think that after I started losing weight, I started valuing my physical health a lot more than I did in the past. I started becoming more conscious of what I was putting into my body and what I was doing with my body. So that made it a lot easier. Once I saw like the pounds dropping off, and once I felt better and once I felt stronger, that was motivation in itself to push myself to keep going. On a day-to-day basis, it's just become, part of my routine. I kind of feel empty when I don't work out. Today I didn't work out. It just feels weird. It's part of my routine. It's a stress reliever. It's part of the way that I maintain my mental health along with my physical health. So it's just a really, really important component of my day. It's something that I base other factors of my day around. I always make sure I have time for a workout. And if you set that time aside, it makes it a lot easier to go to the gym every day, even when you don't want to. Someone actually just sent me something on Instagram talking about, it's really all about viewpoint, how you look at it. You could say, damn, I gotta go to the gym today. Or you could say, wow, I get to go to the gym today. I get to work out. I have legs. I have arms. I don't have a cardiovascular disease. I am fit enough to go work on my body and make it fitter. So I thought that was really inspiring. I can't remember who said it, but shout out to you. So yeah, think about that next time. Think about it being the opportunity and a positive thing. Like, yeah, I get to go work out. This is cool. A lot of people don't have the facilities or the means or the lifestyle where they can work out, so you should be happy that you can. Next question. What was your degree in? A lot of people ask this one. My degree was in psychology. I got my Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from A&M, Gig'em. I think I said that in one of my other videos, but people still ask me, so that's what I was in. Do you work in a school? No. People ask me this every day. I do not work in a school. I go to schools to visit my clients because that's the easiest way to access them. I don't like going to their homes, and it's hard to get them to come to my office. So I visit them at school, but I do not work for a school. I don't work for the school district. I'm not a teacher. People always ask me that. This one says, how did you fix your relationship with food and exercise? Truthfully, my relationship with exercise has always been decent. I've always liked working out. I've always liked playing sports. As far as really motivating myself to work out on my own without being on a sports team and stuff like that, really just consistency, making myself get out there, run when I didn't want to run. If I didn't feel like running, I would go outside and I would run/walk. I would make myself do something. On days, even now, when I don't work out, I'll take Penny on an extra long walk. I try to stay active even whenever I can't make it to the gym and do an actual true workout. As far as fixing my relationship with food, I think honestly one day I just looked at the scale and it was 185 or something, and I was like, wow, no offense to anybody's weight doesn't matter, I promise, but in my head that's what I was thinking at the time. How did I let myself get this way? And I knew it was because of eating habits and exercise habits. So first I did the crash diets, the fad diets. They didn't work. They worked, but I was basically starving myself, so they were really unhealthy. I started cooking for myself. Once I moved to college, I could either spend my money on food or I could go to the grocery store and buy food and make it for myself, which I knew would be healthier because I knew exactly what I was putting in it, exactly how nutritional it would be. So cooking for myself was a really, really big start because I can make things how I wanted them to taste, exactly how I wanted them to taste, while monitoring what I was putting in my own food. So cooking for myself really helped. As far as like candy and stuff, I still love candy. Like candy, junk food, I love that shit. And you just have to, I mean, in moderation. Like, I have a bowl of Reese's and Kit Kats, and I always have candy, like a bowl of candy in my house. But it's not like I just sit there all day and, like, eat the candy. I'll eat some sometimes, like, sometimes I won't. It's just, it's about balance. Balancing the good with the bad. And I also like to stress that you really shouldn't be too strict whenever you're starting a diet regimen or like a juice cleanse or anything like that, because it's really easy to fail and get discouraged when you're trying to cut out everything at one time. Do it in increments. Cut something out. Cut sodas out. If you're a soda drinker, that's an easy way to cut out calories and sugar throughout the day. Even juices. Just try drinking water for like a week. You'll probably feel 10 times better and maybe lose some weight. But yeah, small stuff like that. Like, alright, I probably shouldn't drink soda anymore. Don't need it. Oh, maybe I'll kick out juices and sweet tea also. Like, just kick them out. And then next week, oh, maybe I won't order pizza 3 times this week. Maybe I'll just order it 1 time this week. You know? Just small changes, and after a while they become a lifestyle. So, where did you learn to cook? My mom and my dad. They were pretty broke when I was growing up, so they would always make everything, like, from scratch. We didn't eat out, like, ever. We, like, never ate out. They both have a really huge passion for food, and I think that's exactly where I get it. I would just be in the kitchen with them, helping them, watching them saute stuff. I'd be like, oh, what are you doing? They'd be like, we're sauteing some onions. And I'd be like, cool. And then I just kind of learned from there. I'd see my mom making stuff when we didn't have any groceries and she was trying to make it at the end of the month. I would just watch her, see what type of stuff she put together, and I just found a love and really a talent for cooking. Tips for curbing social media use and phone use. That's a good one. That's a good question. Damn, that's a good question. I'd say first and foremost, put your phone charging not on your bed, because I've noticed in myself, when I charge my phone on my bed, I'll be on my phone for like 3 hours before I go to sleep, not doing anything. Like, I won't be doing literally anything. I'll just be clicking from link to link to link to link to link, watching stuff for like 3 hours, and that is so unhealthy. But if I plug it in across the room, I mean, I'm not going to stare at the black ceiling all night, so it forces me to use my phone a little bit less, at least at nighttime. I'll periodically like delete my social media, not like my accounts and stuff, but I'll just delete the app off my phone, so that way I have to not use it for a couple days. It can be really easy to start obsessing over social media, people on social media, lifestyles you see on social media. There's a huge correlation between teen suicide rates with the increase of social media. I just read an article about it a couple weeks ago, actually. It's really sad. Huge increase in suicide rates between, I think it said the ages of 14 and 22. Just something to be aware of. And maybe set time limits for yourself. I know on the iPhone they have a thing where it'll tell you how much screen time you had that day. Set limits. There are ways to do it on your phone. I don't know how, don't ask me. But figure it out. You can set your own limits for yourself, and I think that could be helpful. Okay, last two. This one says, which is more important, love the verb or love the feeling? What is wrong with you guys? These deep ass questions. Let's see. I don't think either is more important, but I do think that you should always use love as the verb that you feel it, if that makes sense. So I don't think it's a matter of feeling like love the verb is more important than love the feeling, but I think that you should show, and your actions should reflect the feeling that you have of love, because no one can read your mind, no one can see the feeling that you have of love, but people can feel it through actions and through verbs, or through love the verb itself, if that makes sense. So I think if you just match the two, you can't go wrong. And it shouldn't be hard to match them. If that's truly how you feel, you should want to show that in your actions as well. Just my opinion, but I don't know if I answered that how you wanted me to or how you were asking it, but that's how I interpret it. Okay. Oh, this one, come on. This is the last one. If you could make one rule for 24 hours and everyone had to follow, what would it be? Man. Okay, it would be one of two things. It would either be that everybody had to be honest all day about everything, just like 100% honesty, just to see what's going on, you know? Or that would probably lead to more trouble, actually. So I take that back. I think my one rule would be unconditional kindness for everybody for 24 hours. That would be a nice ass day. Think of all the people that walk past homeless people, step over them, don't even acknowledge them. Imagine kindness taking the place of those actions. How much different people would feel. I don't know. So yeah, kindness for 24 hours. That would be it. I hope I answered some of y'all's questions that you've been wondering. Penny is scratching on the door, so that's even more of a sign that I need to be finished. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe.